Do you feel that your wrists are not strong enough? Hello Union! Do you feel when you handstand, when you do some planche, like these advanced skills, that your wrists are not strong enough, or you feel some discomfort when performing these exercises? You may think that that is because your wrists are not strong enough or are injured, and maybe the strength and the mobility of your wrists are not quite good for that kind of movement, and that's what we are going to talk on this video. If you think that your wrists are not mobile and you look at your wrists and when you do some movements your wrists does not go to the full range of movement, we have a video that we are going to put on the description down below to address this issue for you. In this video we are going to focus more on the strength part of your wrists, strengthening all of range of motions that your wrists have and all the movements that your wrists have. We are going to explain some of these parts, some of these movements after. First of all, you should look at your injury, at your pain. Is it recent? If it is, you should implement some mobility, some stretching exercise for that wrist, and also do some rest and ice. If the injury is not that recent and the pain is not that big or is decreasing through time, you should start implementing some strengthening exercise for your wrist. So that's what we are going to talk about next. As we are working on a joint, we are looking more at the tendons of the muscle than the muscle itself. So we need to strengthen it more by increasing the volume and using less intensity. What does that mean? You should do more repetitions and less weights added. Like you should perform in the beginning 50 reps and no weights, just the regular movement, and then you should progress and do like 2 kilograms with 30 reps, always having a greater range of reps, like the 10 and 20 reps, so that your tendons get resistant and get some strengthening in them. So let's go to the exercises. For these exercises we are going to need a dumbbell. For starters, like we said, we don't need much weight or even no weight in the beginning of your recovery. Then you can use some more weight to start and increase your intensity through the evolution of your injury. So to start we are going to use 4 kilograms in this exercise, and we are going to start by addressing the movements that your wrist can do. So it can go to extension, it can go to flexion, to radial deviation and to ulnar deviation. So we need to work all these movements for us to get a strong wrist and a mobile wrist. Starting, we are going to work on our flexion, so we can use a bench like this or you work on a table to support your forearm and then do the repetitions. We should start with your wrist on extension, grab it with your fingers and then curl it up. And we are going to do this for 10 to 20 repetitions if you are on a more advanced stage of your recovery. We should concentrate on doing an eccentrically movement slowly and contracting to the full range of movement so that we strengthen it all. Then we change and work on extension, we go to flexion position and then curl to extension, and repeat it like previously for 10 to 20 repetitions. It's important that you have a really good mind connection with your muscle so that you feel it contracting and feel it working. After, you can take off one side of the weights, put it aside, and then you grab the end point of the dumbbell, put your forearm stable on the table, and then slowly, eccentrically let it go down to ulnar deviation and then curl up to radial deviation to work your radial side of the wrist. And repeat it for 10 repetitions to 20 repetitions. Always focusing on doing a really good movement with full range of movement and feeling the muscle contracting. To finish it, we have the ulnar deviation strengthening, And to do so, we are going to put the weights down, always also grab the top of the bar and then curl it under the table or the bench in this case. Let it go and then curl again, 10 to 20 repetitions as well. So this is a simple exercise that you can perform using all the ranges of your wrist. As I mentioned, you should always be focusing on the form of the movement, on the mind connection with the muscle, so that you feel the contraction, a really good contraction in your muscles, and get the most out of your training, of your strengthening of the wrist, so that when you come back to the skills, to the handstand, to the planche, your wrist feels stronger, more mobile, and more prepared to do this movement, and that your progress is more linear. So this is the exercise that we wanted to show you. Implement it on your routines, even if you do not have any injury or if you are not suffering from any wrist pain, and your wrist will thank you later. So subscribe to our channel, don't miss the next video, and see you there.